Hi, well thanks again for joining us in our April Safety Nugget. Today we're going to be talking about boat safety and annuities. My name is Bart Jackson, your American Family Agent.
And I'm Steve Morgan, your American Family Agent. And April is looming, and we are going to have some fun with our boat safety. And at American Family, we offer annuities. A lot of people will use those for their IRAs, their 401ks. A lot of employers will use our annuities for their simple plans, simply because of the costs of running them are so, there's just no cost. We have the fixed annuities. We have the annuities where you put money in and you accumulate money, and at some point in time you can turn the switch over to a monthly income. So these are items that are guaranteed. It's fixed right in the contract, so that you know what you're getting and there will be no surprises down the road. So if you're like those people who've invested over the years in the market, you could find that at some point.
So when you feel like you're up the creek without the pedal, American Family offers the pedal.
Well, Bart and I are here to go over a little bit about the American Family boat policy. You also probably have your boat covered with your insurance, but remember, your agent and you should have a dialogue on special equipment. These are items that are limited in a boat policy. And Bart, have you insured docks and lifts? Do you know how expensive they can get?
Oh, very expensive. And one of the great things about having your dock and your lift listed on your boat policy is if there is a claim, it will only go against your boat policy instead of your home policy.
And that's a big deal nowadays with homeowner rates going up. Most people don't realize it, but your trailer is probably covered as additional equipment, and a lot of policies will limit that at $1,000. That does not cover many trailers nowadays. So you need to have that talk with your agent, as well as depth finders and
Trolling motors.
Right on. Those are things that you add on a lot of times after you buy the boat, and they're very valuable, and they exceed the interior limits of the policy.
Same thing also includes for personal property like your lures, your fishing equipment, your rod and reel. Those also need to be put under your policy separately too. There are internal limits, but with most of us, we spend quite a bit of money on those toys, and you should talk to your agent about your coverage limits currently and how much you need for coverage on those toys. Hi, I'm Bart Jackson with American Family Insurance, and today we're with LeCann Marine, and we're with Corey.
Hello. And I'm Steve Morgan, and we're doing our FCTV on Safety Nuggets, and we're going to talk about boating safety. And here we have the best person involved, Corey LeCann of LeCann's Marine here in Faribault, and he sells boats for a living, and he knows all about boat safety.
I try to do what I can. I've been in the business for a long time, pretty much all of my life. We've been selling boats here since 1987, so we do have some experience to fall back on. Depending on the level of experience the customers come in with, we try to educate them as best we can so they go out and have a safe time on the water.
Corey, what are kind of the things that boats have already that are concerned with safety?
The boats that are manufactured in Minnesota are going to be required to carry a fire extinguisher if they have a built-in fuel tank. They're going to be required to have a horn and some lighting on them if they're going to be operating at night.
Okay. Bart, I know you've been eyeballing these items here. What's the deal with these?
Well, each person that's on the craft is going to be required to have a flotation device. If they're under a certain age, I believe it's 12 in the state of Minnesota, your child has to wear a approved Coast Guard flotation device. Each one of these is going to tell you on the inside if it is a Coast Guard approved jacket. And the other thing that's changed within the last couple of years is they have to wear something that's size appropriate. What that means is if your child is 90 pounds and they have a jacket on that says it's capable of carrying 30 to 50 pounds, that is not acceptable by state of Minnesota law.
Good point.
Now, Corey, do you guys actually do fittings for young children?
I do. And it's not something that I require. We can't. We're not an auditing agency or anything, but I certainly will bring it up every time someone comes in as a new boat owner, or if they have small children, I'll say, do you have something that's appropriate for your children to be wearing? Are they going to be doing water sports, or are they just going to be riding in the boat? If they're going to be actually tubing or skiing, you want something that's much more form-fitting than the old Blaze Orange life vest. If they're going to be falling off the tube or jumping in the water, a lot less likely for a life jacket like that to slip off than...
So Steve, with life jackets, should they fit snug or ultra tight?
Well, I don't know. I can hardly breathe in this one. I don't think it's supposed to be that tight. But it is Coast Guard approved.
Each boat's going to come equipped with a Coast Guard ratings tag, as you see on this pontoon. This particular pontoon is capable of carrying 17 people or 2,397 pounds. If you do the math on 2,397, that's obviously not getting you the probably average weight of an adult today, but it allows for you to carry much more children on board. If you go over either of those items, you might be compromising the craft's ability to stabilize itself properly in inclement conditions.
Corey, can I ask you what's the purpose of this? This is not for each occupant.
Right. The state of Minnesota requires every occupant to have a life jacket on board. If they're under, I believe it's 12, they have to be actually wearing the life vest. The adults don't have to wear them. But in addition to that, you need what's called a throwable device. If someone jumps off the boat to go for a swim, or heaven forbid they actually fall out, not intending to fall out of the boat, we need to have the ability to toss them something and try to help them, stay afloat. So we have two Coast Guard approved devices. One is a traditional, just a square, I call it a seat cushion. Some people use it to elevate themselves on the chairs. It's a nice little backrest if you don't have a conducive backrest, but it also has the throw ring capability. This is much less expensive. Something like this costs around $10 and it will float just as well as the life ring. If the person gets farther away from the boat, this device will have much kind of a frisbee-like trajectory. So.
And you try not to hit the people on the head with
The idea is
this
to
when you
not
throw
hit them in
it?
the head. You probably won't be,
Okay.
if you're a rodeo star, you might be able to actually get it around their
Oh,
head.
well, that's a possibility.
Well, at least the good thing to know is that if you do have questions about your boat and the proper way to put your children into a life vest, stop by and talk to the folks here at LeCans Marine to make sure that you're getting the right fit for the right person.
Right on. Thanks, Corey. And Nick. Where's Nick? He's not here.
He's busy trying to sell a life jacket. Down the Bart.
Oh, here, Steve.
Ow!
So with our friends here at LeCans Marine, remember they're a wonderful resource. Other resources are available here in Rice County. We have the Sheriff's Department, and we also have the Coast Guard Auxiliary. Now, the Coast Guard Auxiliary actually has different pamphlets that are available. You can find them at my office or many other places. You can contact the Sheriff's Office or the Coast Guard Auxiliary. Come to my office or Steve's, and we have the information available for you. Well, where is Steve?